Hello everybody, my name is Krista and this is Little Flower Tarot. Welcome. Today we are doing a reading that asks a couple questions. What does your inner child need to hear and what would your inner child say to you? So you can choose one of the three readings. The first one, one of the three flowers. The first one is the Marigold. The second is the Chrysanthemum, and the third is the Carnation. So whichever one's pulling you in, go ahead and choose one and we will get started. Hi group number one, welcome to your reading. Today we are asking the questions, what does your inner child need to hear and what would your inner child say to you if they could say anything to you? You chose the Marigold. The Marigold symbolizes, it's linked to the powerful strength of the sun, and it represents the power, strength, and light that lives in a person. So we will just set that aside. And so how I'm going to do this is I've pulled one Archangel Animal card from the Archangel Animal Oracle deck. And then we're going to pull a couple of other oracle cards, and then we'll get into the tarot. But yeah, so we will go ahead and just start it off. For your animal card, you got the rhinoceros, and it says, "Be strong and courageous." And then the archangels associated with this card are Sandalphon and Rachiel. Don't know if that's how you say it, but alrighty, awesome. And then, cool, we are going to get into I'm going to pull a couple more oracles. And this is from the Ask Your Guides Oracle deck by Sonia Choquette. Yeah. Aw, we got Rest with the Holy Spirit. I'm going to put this up there. Yeah, that's perfect. Beautiful. Okay, and then we've got Purpose, Master Teacher, number 24 and number 38. All right, so we're gonna start with these as far as the oracles go. And then we will get into your tarot. All right, and the tarot I'm pulling today is this adorable tarot deck called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Luna Lapin. It's just bunny rabbits, and it's so cute. I'm obsessed. The rabbit's kind of a totem for me, so that's why I was drawn to him. But yeah, okay. What does your inner child want to say to you? What does your inner child need to hear? Let's see. Okay, so your first card is the Six of Wands. I think I'm going to pull 5 tarot cards. It's more than I usually pull, but I don't know. I have the space for it, so I want to do it. All right, and then you got the Moon, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. All right, cool. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing I was picking up on, I saw the Rest card, the Holy Spirit Rest card. It's so sweet. I want to show it to you. It's got this little guy just like reading a book in a lawn chair, but then there's this beautiful deer spirit in the background and then a dove. But the first thing I thought of was, and it was kind of like this card as well. This be strong and courageous, and just kind of like the power that this rhinoceros was exuding, and from light to dark. Like it feels like he's walking into a new kind of reality here. And the strength and like stability and just like kind of, I don't know what the word, the density of that this picture of this rhinoceros kind of evoked. It just feels like you are pushing through into a new phase of your life, and it's taking kind of all of your courage and your it's taking all of your kind of like foresight, your courage, your tenacity, your endurance, and your strength to move forward and kind of burst your way through the doors to the next phase of your life. And so I saw this rest card, and I feel like it just had this feeling, and it felt like it was saying rest is incredibly important. Like finding these, even just like small moments of rest on this journey is incredibly important. Your inner child is feeling a little scared, a little bit like worried that they are going to kind of get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm picking up on this collective energy where you're stepping into this beautiful new life and role, and it's requiring you to be strong, be responsible, be like an adult, you know. And it feels like the inner child that's coming through, the energy of the inner child is like, wait for me, like I want to come along, like don't leave me behind, I want to be there too. And oh, it's so sweet, you know. It's like, it's kind of like you're just like a parent like going to the grocery store and just wanting to run in, and like the other parent's gonna, you know, watch the kids or something, and like the kid, like one of the kids being like, can I please go to the grocery store, please, I just want to go. It's like they just want to come along, and like you're kind of like, I really just want to get down to business, and I really just want to like get things taken care of, you know. And it's like you don't, part of you like wants to just deal with it, but then the other part of you is like, well, okay, you know, like, yeah, you can come along, like, of course, like it's not going to be that big of a difference, you know, bringing the kid along. But it's kind of like that. It's that energy, like, can I please come? Don't leave me behind, I want to come. I wonder why they're feeling that way. I think there's a lot on this next phase of the journey, a lot of opportunity for the inner child to feel more free and feel more expressive. Like maybe like whatever you're entering into is going to allow you to have more freedom of time, or like that's the goal, right? Like we're moving in, like we're pushing through with our horns. Like this rhinoceros is like moving forward strongly and steadily, pushing through into this new phase of life where you will have more freedom. And there will be more time and space and energy for your inner child to have more of a say in the way your day-to-day like rolls through. And like I feel like that's so nice. Like, I mean, they're not going to be left behind. So basically it feels like the message from them is like, it feels like if we're doing a conversation here, it feels like your inner child is saying like, don't leave me behind, don't leave me behind. And like you're saying like, don't worry, when we get there, you're going to be able to be free all you want. Like we're going to be a lot more free. But I feel like your inner child is wanting to come along for the journey. So I feel like there needs to be a lot more play and lightness and free spiritedness in the process of what you're creating. I feel like that's what you're being called to open up to, because it feels like you can't forget like the fact that the way in which you build your future and the process that you go by is going to determine what that future is. So if you completely leave behind play and lightness and taking breaks, and like having fun, if you leave that behind, if you're like, no, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to build this, I'm going to push through, and you say, okay, when I get there, you know, I'm going to lighten up. That's actually not really going to end up being the case, because you're already going to be in this head down, keep going. Like, it's just saying, like, create your future with a sense of play and fun and lightness, and make sure you take rests, and make sure that responsibility and pressure is not all you're going off of on the way there. Otherwise, the journey when you get there is going to be built off of responsibility and pressure and no play. And it's going to be a lot harder to integrate the play. Whereas if you just start doing it now along the way, it's going to just be a part of your life already. And it's going to be that much sweeter when you get there. And it's going to be that much easier to embrace the love and the beauty when you get there. And it feels like there's this message of, oh darn, did I lose it? I lost it. Darn it. It'll come through if it's meant to. But it's okay to just be the playful. Oh, it was something like, yes. There is this feeling of like a feeling like you're not allowed to play until you've gotten your, and this might be something you picked up from childhood. You're not allowed to play until you've done all the responsibilities, until you've taken care of business. And if things aren't like perfectly in order, then you can't play, you know? And I think this like be strong and courageous with this rhinoceros, it really and then Sandalphone has to do with music. And I keep thinking of like playing more fun music, dancing, like, you know, just being more light and free with music. But it's saying like, be courageous now and have fun and let go and be free right now, even though everything's not like perfectly in order. You're not at the destination yet. You haven't, like, if there's financial issues, you know, there's financial issues. Like, still have fun and still play. You are allowed. Like, I feel like you need to be told, like, you're allowed to play, you're allowed to have fun, you're allowed to let go, you're allowed to like leave the responsibilities on the back burner for now and have a moment where you are just free. You are allowed to do that, even when there are like things that need to be done, money that needs to be made, bills that need to be paid, you know, and even if you have worries and fears and stresses, like, you're allowed to let go of all of it and have fun. So, yeah, all right, cool. Well, that's what I was getting just from these three oracles. So I want to move into the tarot now. So the Eight of Wands is kind of calling out to me first. It is this fast-paced, forward motion, quick communication kind of energy that's coming through. Like, it feels like a lot is going on at once. And it's like this little bunny here is looking at the wands like, what do I even focus on? There's so much. It's like, there's so much I want to do. There's so much that's going on. What should I focus on? And he just feels a little overwhelmed by the quick pace of everything. And so that kind of does feel like that is a very strong energy that's present. It's like, oh my God, there's so much to do. How could I take a break? And I feel like maybe does the work itself feel okay? I don't know why I'm getting this message, but it feels like, do you have resistance around this work you're doing, whatever it is, this thing you're working towards, the path you're taking? It's like you love it. Like you are enjoying the process. Like there is fun in the process of building this thing. There's almost like a guilt factor. There's like this feeling of, and this might be subconscious because it seems to be coming from this moon card. There's almost like a guilt factor of like, am I allowed to really actually enjoy my day-to-day creating this new path, and whatever it is, like an artistic pursuit, creative pursuit, musical, whatever it is you're building, it really does feel like it's you're working on being more fulfilled and feeling more just happy with your day-to-day life. Like that's the path you're on. And yeah, there might be a little bit of unconscious guilt going on. Like, oh, could it really feel this good? Like, and that's, yeah, there's a very strong, and with the, like, you're allowed to play, you're allowed to, be free and feel light. There's some guilt there of like, am I really allowed? Like, is this really a lifestyle that is like available to me? Like nobody else, like it's like there's not a lot of representation in the world of people who are like really just like enjoying and loving their life like fully, I mean, you can see stuff on social media, but if you really look around the world, it's hard to come by to see people who are really like in flow and living their life and being creatively free and feeling like freedom, like true freedom of spirit, freedom of time, freedom of location, freedom, creative freedom. And I feel like I think like, so how are we gonna, let's see, there's a little bit of guilt like for a little bit of guilt there. We'll probably keep touching back on that, because I feel like that's the main energy that's holding you back from fully embracing this process as a fun and light and healing and enjoyable process there's a destination, but I mean, our whole lives are a process, right? So, our next destination is basically like freeing up ourselves more and more and more to live the way we want more and more and more. And we're going to be releasing some of this guilt. I'm doing energy healing I'm offering energy healing sessions at the end of each of these readings. And I just feel it. It's like, oh, like this, it's like in the heart. It's like in the heart center. It feels like this energy of like, and it's unfounded, like why feel guilty for being free? Why feel guilty for living the life you want, especially if you've made all of these decisions to get yourself to that point, and you're intentionally moving in that direction and going against the grain of society because you want to feel more light and more free. I feel like that's something we're really going to touch on in the energy healing, and just like send some love to that space where you feel guilty for being free. And I could totally see that being like an inner child thing, because growing up, most of us were in like public school systems, and being free, being loud, being running around the room, like none of that was allowed. We were very much expected to sit in one spot all day and put our head down and do the work and be, we were very like disciplined, and very like get in order. And I just feel like there's this part of you that really needs to be like comforted in knowing that you're safe to be free, and that your own higher self, or like the parent within, is the person that's here for you. And like you're just allowed to be free. You can tell yourself that, because like your adult self, like if you have kids, or if you were to have kids, like you would let them be more of a child, more of a kid growing up. You would want them to feel free and free-spirited, because childhood doesn't last that long. So it's like, it's such a sacred time. And we're telling ourselves, it's okay to be free. Let yourself just be light. And you are so loved for it. You are so loved for that free spirit that you are. And that's perfectly okay. So and I feel like, Whew. The Six of Wands. So I think part of that guilt is a worry that, you know, people will put you down for it, or people will look at you like you're doing something wrong, like you should be more adulty and like, you know, you should be more in line with what society expects of you. And this Six of Wands feels like it's just saying like, no, like continue to be your full-blown self, like continue to take this path to freedom, whatever that means for you. And it just feels like the Six of Wands is saying there are people, plenty of people, who are gonna like be there for you. And the more you move in this direction, the more those people are going to show up. They're going to support you and lift you up. Like I want to show you this picture. It's like you are the bunny on the horse, and all these people around you are like rooting you on, and you're like moving forward and holding the torch, like, you know, and just like doing your thing and being like, yeah, like we get to be free. Like this is what life is about. Like we can create our lives this way. And all these people are around you, like just supporting you and so proud of you for doing this and for showing the way, like showing them like, yes, it's possible for me too. Like I'm going to support you because one day I'm going to be where you are, and I'm going to be on my path to freedom and to creative expression, full creative freedom. And like, yeah, like I just feel like, yeah, this will be you. And yeah, so let's see. So my battery didn't die. I just ran out of, my camera stopped. So I think we were moving into the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So the first thing I was seeing is like, this is you. This guy, he's got a little scales above him. And I feel like, come on, let's see. I want you to see it. It's so adorable. So I feel like this is you, and this is like kind of represents your inner child, these two bunnies. And I feel like you're like offering them a little bit more, you know, you're giving them a little bit more, you're giving them a little bit more time and space and energy, pieces of your day to have a say in the way that you are creating this next phase of, you're moving into this next phase of your life. And I just feel like they're like so full of gratitude for you to do this, for like, because I feel like there might have been some instances during this where all you want to do on the inside is let yourself play, let yourself dance, or let yourself just like go do whatever it is you want to do and not think about work, you know? And then it's like you're in this pattern of like, no, like even if you let yourself go do those things, it's like the work's in the back of your mind. So it's almost like this is you just kind of letting go that much more, and knowing and trusting in yourself first and foremost, like knowing that you are going to take care of business, but this is actually a huge priority in your life, to let yourself let go and have some time to be free. And I think it's something you need to do throughout, like on a daily basis. There needs to be a little bit of time to just do you know, have your inner child just have a say, let go, what feels like the most fun, what feels like the most light, or what feels just like, you know, do you want to eat a cupcake? Like, do you want to like, what feels like the most free, and letting go of those responsibilities, and take that time and do it. So yeah, I feel like I see you doing that for sure. And this reading is just like a nudge in that direction. And this Two of Pentacles is just a reiteration of like, that will be the outcome, like this balance and juggling of all these things. And not only juggling all this work and all this, whatever it is you're working on, it feels very creative and beautiful and flowy. Whatever it is, I feel like this is one piece of the puzzle that you can't do without, as far as like your process goes. So bring this piece of the puzzle back, this allowing your inner child to be free, and let it be an integral part of your day. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Even if you still have like the responsibility on your mind, you can, it's more of like a consistent reminding of yourself, like, no, I am allowed to let go right now. I trust that everything will be taken care of in its right time. I trust in myself to take care of it. I trust in the divine to lead me and guide me, and know like if today literally like no part of me wants to do this one thing, but all it wants to do is like go and dance and be free, or go and take a drive out in the country, or go and just like go journal, or let go and just be free, like, then listen to that. Let yourself go do that for a little while. And then maybe later, after you've allowed that part of yourself out, maybe later, you know, that part of you that wants to like be dutiful and take care of things will feel more grounded and ready to do that. But like if there's a lot of resistance, if you're noticing like a lot of like frustration on the inside, like, oh, like I don't want to do this. I feel so burdened. I feel so overwhelmed, you know. Like if you've been consistently like putting in work, you need to remind yourself that it is okay to let go for a minute. Even if it's like, you know, you have like weekly or monthly goals and you have to shift and adjust them a little to allow yourself a little bit more heartfelt freedom, then you need to do that, because in the long run, that's going to pay off much more. And you're going to have more energy. I think the key word is not time, it is energy. So you need to fill your well, you know, because like the more energy you have, the more you can get done in a shorter period of time. It's not about time. So the more energy, the more inspiration, the more spirit and soul is, you know, tended to, the more you're going to move in the direction that gives you actual true freedom, as opposed to just feeling burdened by more work processes and more responsibility. So we're working towards creative freedom. So along the way, let yourself have spiritual freedom and everything you need to tend to that creative freedom. Yeah, and I feel like that is the main message. So so what does your inner child need to hear? I would say you are safe to let go. You are safe to be free. You are safe to put everything, literally all of it, just let go of, put it on the side, the back burner for now. All the responsibility, whatever it is, put it on the back burner and go do whatever you want. For like, take a whole day. Like, take a whole day and do whatever you want. It is safe to do that. That's what, you know, you need to hear. You're allowed. And then, what would your inner child say to you is, don't leave me behind. Don't leave me behind. I want to come along with you. Please, you know, it's more of like a request. Please let me come along with you. And so, you know, tend to that. That is such like a sweet, gentle little part of you. And it's real. It's so real, you know, like just because it's you just because it's you, it's a part of you, doesn't mean it's any less deserving than like another child. Like if another child came to you, or your niece or your nephew or your kids were, you know, just like, can I please come with you? I really want to come, you know, like treat it like that. That's still a part of who you are. Like that inner child is still there and needs tended to, and they want to come along with you, and you can't abandon them. You just can't. I'm sorry, that's really dramatic, but you can't, you know, you can't. They're so like precious and beautiful and amazing and such an important part of who you are. So let them come, let them have a say, and listen to them, and give them, every once in a while, give them like a few hours or a full day to do whatever they want. And I feel like your creative process and your path and everything will get you where you need to be more quickly, where you need to be in a place that you can't envision in your head. It's a place that you know, it's true freedom. So it's not really something you can just think up in your mind. It's something you have to experience. And, you know, like I said earlier, the way in which you create your life is telling of the life you're creating, basically. So yeah, the journey is the destination, basically. And that's so corny, but I guess that's like a better way of explaining it. Like, the journey is the destination, because if you want to get to a destination of pressure and responsibility and weight, then keep doing what you're doing. I mean, well, no, I'm not saying you're doing that. I think you're doing an okay job. But I'm saying, like, this is going to get you there faster if you, like, loosen up the reins a little bit and, like, let your inner child play a little bit more. It's going to get you to where you actually want to be, as opposed to, like, you know, where you think you're supposed to be. So, and where, like, you know, God, the Holy Spirit, they know, and your inner child and your soul knows where you actually want to be. So, yeah. So that is your message for today. But yeah, we're going to move into the energy healing. I definitely want to focus on this moon card and this guilt feeling, and there was like a sadness to it, and it's a heart chakra issue. So I really think we're going to be focusing on tending to that, and just clearing away any energies of weight and pressure and responsibility that don't need to be there. So hopefully this lawnmower outside will stop soon enough for the energy healing. But we will just go through regardless, and I'll just have to turn the volume off on this and put some music on for you. So we will make it work one way or another. But yeah, so these energy healing sessions, I am calling them infinite prayer energy healing sessions, because the way that I do them, I use Reiki and just intuition to send the energy healing, and the intention is that they are infinite wells of just abundant healing for you to tap into whenever you need it. So once you purchase the healing, you can always come back to it. It's going to be different every time. That's how Reiki works. It knows no time, space, or distance. So yeah, that healing is going to be, I will put a link down below if you'd like to join us there. If you want some of that heart chakra clearing. And yeah, so thank you so much. I'm also going to take this moment to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It's called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul put into video form. I really appreciate it if you check it out. My prayer for you is that you find the miracle of what it feels like to let go and to be free now. Because while you are creating this process or creating this freedom for your life, it is always available. Freedom of spirit and soul is always available to you, and you can tap into it at any time. So I feel like, yes, my prayer for you is that you like tap into that miracle of freedom, of knowing that you're free. And I feel like the more you can do that, the more that you will be able to manifest what it is that you're seeking, which is freedom. So, because it's here, it's always here. And I feel like the more you're able to tap into it, the more the physical world will line up with that. So yeah, I think that's another thing I'll focus on in the energy healing too. So, alrighty, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. See you later. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Chrysanthemum. I read that chrysanthemums symbolize rebirth and longevity, long life. So just thought I'd leave that little tidbit. And we'll put that right up there. And today the questions we're asking, well, basically this reading is going to be kind of like a conversation with your inner child. We're asking what your inner child needs to hear and also what your inner child wants to tell you. So, I'm going to start off with these Archangel Animal Oracle cards. Well, this one, I pulled one for each reading. And this will kind of just be like the little guardian of the reading. And then we'll get into a couple more Oracle cards and some tarot. But I want to start off with this. We have the Dove. Spread messages of peace and harmony. And then the associated Archangel is Archangel Bakpi. which I've never heard of before. So that's interesting. But yeah, I'll just show you this card. So beautiful. I feel like I love that there are two doves, just like gonna be like two-piece doves kind of hovering over the reading. Yeah, that's gonna be, it feels, yeah, I'm stoked about that. Okay, and then we're gonna move into a couple more oracle cards. This is from the Ask Your Guides Oracle deck. All right, so we have, of course, we have inner child with imagination. Of course, the inner child card comes out. And then okay, interesting. We've got restriction with joy guides. The energy is kind of already reminding me a little bit of group number 1, but we'll see how similar it is as we get into it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull a few tarot cards as well from the I think you pronounce it Luna Lepin tarot deck. It's an adorable little tarot deck with bunny rabbits on it. You'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have the Ten of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Devil, the Death card, and the Eight of Swords. Goodness. All right. Yeah. So, okay. So first and foremost, it just feels like this group might be dealing with some heavy energies, maybe like darker thoughts, like, and I don't mean like dark evil thoughts. I just mean like fearful thoughts, thoughts that maybe like self-negating thoughts is the word I heard, or like condemnation, like energies of like condemnation, or just feeling like really low. It's like a low self-worth energy. And, you know, feeling unworthy. Yeah, like unworthy of, what are you unworthy? What do you feel unworthy of? Let's see. Yeah, if you aren't going through this right now, then maybe you just did and you're coming out of it. But nonetheless, I think we're going to speak to those energies. And like the Ten of Wands, like this burdened feeling. I feel like one of the reasons why you might be stuck in this negative lower headspace is because of this Ten of Wands. I feel like you are burdening yourself, or maybe you are just burdened by your responsibilities, by your by what it is you are having to rise to in this life right now. It just feels like, I feel like there's this energy of everything is just getting to be like overwhelming. It's like the walls are surrounding you. The walls are like caving in, or the walls are like creeping in on you. And it feels like, how the hell am I supposed to survive this? Or how the hell am I supposed to get out of this? When it just feels like there's no end in sight. And it just feels like there's no change in sight. And your responsibilities are piled up. And so you don't have, it's almost like you don't have the energy or time to feel free at all. Like, I just feel like, well, I'm not saying you don't have the energy. I'm saying this is your mentality. Because I feel like these two are very much similar cards. We've got the Eight of Swords, which is a card that represents feeling trapped in your situation. And then we've also got this restriction card where it shows like there's a lock around this person's head, and there is like it's like there's a person like stuck in their head. And I feel like both of these cards are speaking to, because the Eight of Swords is about feeling stuck and not realize, like with the blindfold on, not realizing that you have a way out. And then this restriction card is like feeling stuck in your head and feeling like your mind, it's just your mind's locked down, you're locked down. But then you've got these beautiful like little baby cherubs, like just being like, no, you can totally, like, we're here to free you. We're here to free you. Like, we have the key. Like, it's right here. You can just take it. I just want to give this to you. So yeah, definitely picking up on some restrictive energies here. You are feeling very trapped in your current situation. And I feel like it's causing you, it's like this burdensome energy, this feeling trapped, like there's no way out of the situation, like it's never gonna end, and feeling stuck, and like it's not possible for things to change. But like the Death cards here, like coming in to be like, nope, like this is about to, like, shit's, I feel like I'm like way more cussy, and I am not normally like this. It's funny, like each reading calls a different side of me, but it's like, nope, sorry, like shit's about to change, like shit's about to transform, like whether you like it or not, which you will like it because you want things to change. But I feel like also with the Death card comes this like, sometimes you have to let go of things that you're not, maybe you don't even realize you're not ready to let go of, or maybe there's some resistance to the transformation that's being called of you happening. So, yeah. Like, yeah, I just feel like there are like, okay, so there's these bunny cards are so cute and beautiful and amazing. I want you to see it. There we go. Oh no, come on. Let's see it. Where is it? Okay. So it's like this, bunny of death is talking to this little guy. This is you. And there's a little like baby next to him, it's like you and your inner child. And he's kind of like giving you a talking to. He's like, okay, man, like, see that sunrise over there on the horizon? Like, that's for you. But there are going to be a few things you need to do and you need to let go of, whether they be mindsets or, relationship patterns or relationships in like certain relationships, certain jobs, or a job, or, just there are going to be things in this life that provide you with false security that you are going to need to let go of in order to go and head towards that sunrise. Like, and like this bunny of death is just like, are you sure? Are you getting it? Like, do you understand? Like, this is there's going to be requirements of you that might be a little difficult, but if you want change, they're going to have to happen. So hopefully in this reading, we can tap into like what it is that needs to be let go of or changed, or the thing that is like you're resisting that needs to be changed. I hope we figure that out. So, yeah, I feel like you're getting a talking to from the universe right now, telling you what you need to do in order to change this situation. And hopefully this reading is a part of that talking to. And it might be some like hard truths to swallow in the moment. But at the end of the day, like, it is absolutely, like, it's going to get you into such a better place if you can just accept whatever these truths are and whatever these necessary changes are, and, take actions, like slow and steady action towards those. Like, transformation is inevitable. So, yeah, you are not trapped. But you are being called to make changes and to shift. That's why it feels like you're trapped. You're like stuck, like when we get into those like ruts and that stuck energy, it's a call to use what we have to create like alchemy to transform our situation. So yeah, so let's see, how can we transform? Like, well, I mean, the question for this reading is focused on our inner child. And I feel like I kind of want to dig into that for a second. Like, what does your inner child have to say right now? Because like, this is a scary time. I can imagine that this is a scary time for your inner child. Like, they might be feeling confused and wondering what they did to deserve, this feeling this way. And yeah, it feels like they feel like wondering, yeah, because that's like these negative self-talk is coming through. Like, you're kind of beating yourself down, like as if you did something horrible or wrong, and you didn't. You're just walking your earthly path. And this is a very human experience. Like, being stuck in like ruts is just it's a universal human experience. And no matter how many good choices, like quote, good choices you make, like, we all get into these stuck energies. That's what, we came to earth to experience, being human, and this is part of it. And the good thing is that you can use these energies to transform and change and head in a positive direction, and you can learn from this and you can grow from this. And this is something that you can be present with, and you can detach from and observe and know that, it does not consume you. It does not define you. It's just something you're moving through, and something that's going to help you grow and learn. So, yeah, this death card, this guy, he's just like, he's got something to teach you, So, and if you are going through the loss of a loved one, I'm really sorry for your loss. And because I feel like I almost wanted to cry when I saw that again. And I don't want to like make light of this if it's something like that. And I don't want to make light of it at all, because I know how it feels when you're stuck in these situations. Like, I just came out of something like this, I'm like, this week I feel free of it, is like started in July, and it's, what is it, October now, and I finally feel free of it. So I completely know what it feels like to feel stuck and like there's no way out, especially with mental health stuff. That was what it was. But there is a way out. There always is a way out, especially with the divine, God. And I feel like, yeah, you're being called to let yourself mourn, let yourself cry, let yourself be upset, honor your emotions, honor your feelings. But also there's this call to, like, if you're being really self-deprecating and hard on yourself, you need to stop it, because you've done nothing wrong. You've done your best, and you've gotten yourself here. And I feel like, you need to have compassion for yourself and, give yourself some grace. Yeah, definitely. Give yourself some grace and cut the cords to all that like bullshit in your head that's like making you feel like you're a bad person, or you did something horrible, or you made such bad, like, no, cut that out. If there are things to atone for, you've done your atoning. It's time to forgive yourself. You recognize what you did. If you did make mistakes, you recognize what they are, you take responsibility for them, and then you forgive yourself. You don't like wallow in like self-hatred or like deprecation, just belittling yourself. You wouldn't do that to another person, so stop doing it to yourself. Yeah, so I'm so happy this like dove spread messages of peace and harmony is right up here, because I feel like that is exactly what you need. It is the perfect contrast to like help shed light onto this reading. And you did pick the chrysanthemum, which represents rebirth. So I do feel like you're going through a rebirth, or you're being called into a rebirth right now. And I feel like this is going to make you feel more fortified, more strengthened in your being, more grounded, more rooted, more accepting of your humanity, more loving and accepting and compassionate towards the people around you, towards the rest of humanity, more connected to the earth, more in tune with like the energies around you, and just like more in flow. Like I really feel like whatever this is teaching you is calling you into like just, yeah, like this fortified, I just feel like this, like this fortressy, fortified, like strong, stable energy is going to come out of this. That is what your opportunity is right now. Like you have that, this is an opportunity for growth and expansion into that way of being. So, yes, absolutely. I keep wondering what this is. We have this imagination inner child card. Okay. So, well, my first thought was like, okay, you need to shake yourself out of this, at least for a minute. You need to shake yourself. You're stuck in this like really sticky, sludgy rut. And I feel like this card, there's like this little kid just like frolicking through the flowers with the butterflies. And I really feel like it's calling you, I just want you to dance. Or like if you don't feel like dancing, I want you to get up and like shake like just jump around and like shake your arms and shake your legs and like just like lay on the floor and shake and just like shake everything out. Like I just need you to like snap out of, you know what I mean? Like, which I do not mean like, I know with mental health stuff or, you know, heavy stuff, you can't just snap yourself out of it. I know that. But I just mean like, I feel like that will help just shake you up, shake up some of the energies. And get things moving. So like, just, I need you to move. I need you to like go for a walk or like go for a run if you can or want to. Like, go for a bike ride, turn on some music and dance. Like, even if you don't feel like it, like shake yourself, like just shake, jump up and down, jump rope. Yeah, I need you to do that. And then I need you, while you're in the middle of it, to imagine what it was like to be a little kid and to be free and to dance and run around and, yeah, just be completely free of just the burdens of society. And yeah, I need you to imagine, what freedom would look like for you in your spirit and your soul. And it doesn't have to be like any grounded understanding of it. It doesn't have to be like, oh, freedom would be, I would have this job or I would like live in this way or live in this house. No, I want you to like, just let your imagination be like, and like, no, freedom would be like running through a flower field and laughing and falling down or rolling down a hill with grass or like, you know, that kind of freedom. Like, what does that kind of freedom look like for you? So while you're in movement, think about that. Just think about one thing, just one thing. And I feel like that will like crack open this like light, just like even a little glimmer. It'll just crack open a little glimmer and like the divine like will meet you like you're going 49% by doing that. The divine meets you 51. And this little miracle is going to be like seated in you when you do that. So do that. Yeah. And so, okay. So now I'm moving into this Two of Wands card. That's the miracle. That's what I'm saying. Like the Two of Wands is like, you know, like looking forward. Like she's like looking, there's like the earth here. She's looking up and it's like this new opportunity, new vision, new plan. Like it's like there's something new coming in for you. And this is your outcome. I feel like this is going to be what you're moving into, is this new sense of hope and new vision for your life. and it's never going to go away. It's going to be your guiding light, your North Star that's going to move you into the next phase of your life. So I'm like, what else? Okay, if you can't move, if you can't move around, what else can you do? I'm trying to think of what else. Drawing pictures, being artistic in some way, even if it's just like drawing stick figures. Like, I just need you to do something to like shake yourself, even if it's not that fun, because, you know, sometimes you can't like shut your brain off, but it's still going to be this like, if you, yeah, I would say, okay, so like the movement thing I just recommended, or some sort of art form, sing a song, play music, do something that makes you laugh, watch a comedy show, watch a cartoon, anything that's very like kind of gets you out of this, even if it's not that fun. It's still, what I was going to say, it's still this like seed you're planting, the seed of hope. You're kind of telling the universe by doing this, that you have hope and that you're willing to see things differently. And I feel like that's like you co-creating and playing your part in moving out of this. This is literally just the first step. And that's all you need. You just need a first step. And then once you make your first step, like this Two of Wands energy comes in and gives you like new vision and kind of gives you a new perspective. And I feel like it's then things will start to shift. You'll have a new perspective. That's and it might not happen instantaneously, but it will come. And like the more you do things in the world to suggest that you believe that things can and will change, the more like the world is going to like align to that belief for you, and you're going to get signs and synchronicities and ideas, epiphanies. You know, these things will come to you and they will help guide you out of this energy. And there's also a message about like, for me, like, when it comes to mental health stuff, like I've had, you know, I struggled with mental health throughout my entire 20s, with my mental health. And I had a really bad anxiety that was kind of crippling. And, being a very empathic and spiritual person, I've had, because I get a little ungrounded sometimes, and then if I lose like a really steady practice of grounding, exercise, breath work, meditation, if I don't do at least some of that every week to keep myself kind of like steady, my energy is so like, I can just get carried away. And where am I going with this? So there's this message of balance between practical steps to tend to your mental health, like therapy, the talk therapy, breath work, exercise, yoga, any type of movement that you can do, being in nature. There are these practical things you can do, and that is like basically that is like a foundational element and very, very important. So whatever you can find in the physical world that feels practical to you to help with fears and worries and anxiety, it just feels like that's like really, really, really important. But I've found for me that alone it just doesn't do it for me. For me, I have to have this connection to the divine. I have to have a spiritual understanding of what I'm going through, alongside these practical things. And I have to have, yeah, absolutely. That's like a non-negotiable for me in order to heal and to move forward. And I feel like you watching this reading and what I'm saying here, this is the spiritual element that's coming in, but do not neglect these physical things, practical things that you can do to help your mental health. Because it's kind of interesting. Like, I used to like kind of lean way more into the spiritual side of things. Like, no, I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to do this. And yeah, I exercise and stuff, but I started doing breath work. Like, I would just go on YouTube and find like breath work exercises. And I started realizing the benefits of calming my nervous system. And it made me feel really empowered that there were these practical, like real life, tangible actions that I could take regularly to feel better and better and better. And so to me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna meditate this day, breath work this day. I do sensory deprivation floats and float tanks and stuff like that. So do these things gradually, and they create a nervous system that has the capacity to transform, to allow spiritual transformation to occur within not only my mind and my heart and my spirit, but also like ground that into my body. Like, this is absolutely 100% necessary, because otherwise I am not in my body, and we're here to be in our bodies. And from what I've found, when you are not in your body is like available for spiritual attack. And I know that sounds kind of out there, but it is true. I have had it happen to me. I have like tried to escape my body and live up in the ethers and live up in the spirit realm, because it's so much more comfortable up there, you know, like it's so much lighter and freer and easier. But we did not come to earth to live in the ethers. We came to earth to live in the body. And so I have realized I cannot move forward in my life without grounding what I'm growing through, what I'm going through, what I'm learning, what I'm expanding into spiritually, without regularly, grounding into the body through these practical practices. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like that was like kind of rambly, but I think it makes sense. So I guess that's just a message you needed to hear. You need a balance between the two. So, and that's the thing, I feel like there's multiple of you watching this. So some of you may lean in towards leaning into the spirit realm, and some of you lean in towards this physical, practical realm. And both are important. You know, faith is important, and practical steps and calming your nervous system is important. So don't neglect either. That can be one of the actions, like doing breath work, or like doing yoga, or like, you know, that can be one of the actions. These going to therapy, telling the universe I am here and I am available, and I'm going to take every little bit of action that I can, without trying to over control, but I'm at least going to take some action. All right. Oh, darn. The camera timer timed out, and I'm so sad because I feel like the end of that message was really good, but I'm going to try to reiterate it the best I can. So yeah, I was talking about, I think I've kind of got the point across with the balance of everything. And like this Two of Wands and like this new hope coming through, the more you take action in the world to tell the universe that you are available for change, this coming through. And I want to touch back on, the inner child message of this whole reading. I mean, that's the whole point of it, right? And the message that's coming through that needs to be said to your inner child is basically, you know, you need to look your inner child like in the eyes and tell them like, listen, like, I've got you. I've got you. I'm taking care of everything. You are safe to be free. You are safe to be a kid. You are safe to be like in your childlike energy. Like you are safe to just be yourself. I'm taking care of everything. I'll provide everything you need. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry. I am here and I'm taking care of it. And I feel like, yeah, your inner child just needs to hear that right now, that you are strong and you're the one that's going to take care of everything. And they get to just be their free selves. And then I feel like, if anything, your inner child would say to you, they would say, thank you. Thank you so much for taking care of us. Thank you for providing me with everything I need. And thank you for letting me be free. Thank you for letting me feel safe. I know that you're taking care of everything and I don't have to worry about anything. So thank you. And I feel like they're just really grateful they get to be a kid and they get to just be free, and that you're taking care of everything. So yeah, that's kind of the main energy exchange between like your higher self and your inner child that is taking place right now. And yeah, and there was another message that came through, and this is just for a few people, but if you are mourning someone right now, or if you have a lost loved one, your lost loved one, it just felt like they came through to say they're not mad at you, and that you know, they have nothing but love and compassion for you, and any forgiveness that you need, it's there, and that they're there for you to help you through this transition. They're there to help you see you through to the other side if you want it. And if not, they just want you to know that they are happy and they are free and they are in a better place. So yeah, that message is probably just for a few of you, but I thought I really felt called to say that. So yeah, so we're going to move into the energy healing. I'm calling these infinite prayer energy healing sessions because the way they're designed, or the intention behind them, is that they are infinite in nature. I use crystal grids to create this portal to transmit the energy, and I do have my Reiki master level, and Reiki knows no time, distance, or space. And so my intention for this energy healing session, for this particular reading, is to send you like this really empowering, positive light. And I feel like even if the light comes through as like just a small glimmer or a small spark for you, I want you to know that that glimmer has more power in it than you could ever imagine. Because a lot of times when we're stuck in these like heavier, darker places, you know, it's hard to like, you know, we're not existing and nakedly in the light. We're still in the dark. But even that little, if you see a glimmer, if you see just like the tiniest glimmer of hope, like that means everything. That is so powerful that it can cut through the dark like that. And it feels like that glimmer is just like a drop in this like ocean and just like expands into your world. So my kind of intention for the energy healing portion of this is to send you that power and that light, and to spark a change within your energy field. And then I also want to send you, you know, loving, comforting, nurturing energy as well, because I know how hard it can be to walk through heavy energies like this, and how distraught it can leave you. So I want to, you know, send energy to your heart chakra. And I feel like that's a theme throughout all these readings. I put literally like almost all the stones out here are rose quartz, and that's for the heart chakra. And then like there are like roses, you know, and like rose petals, and these are just things that I pick up and it all comes together. But I really feel like your heart chakra needs some work. So I'm going to send energy, nurturing, comforting energy there as well. So if you'd like to participate in the energy healing, I'll put a link down below. And I'd also like to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It's called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul put into video form. And yeah, if you want to check that out, I'll put a link down below as well. But otherwise, I am sending you so much love. I am just praying blessings for you on your path. I'm praying, that little spark comes through for you and just swells and grows in your life and helps you alchemize this energy into something good. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 3. How's it going? You have arrived at your reading. I don't know why, but as soon as I started sitting down to do this reading, all this giddy energy came through. So I'm hoping that's foretelling. I hope it's a really positive reading. So you've chosen the peach, it's a carnelian. You've chosen the peach carnelian. And carnelians represent devotion, love, and captivation. So I hope it's a love reading. I'm excited. But really, ultimately, it is a reading about a conversation with you, your higher self, and your inner child. And we're asking the question, what does your inner child need to hear right now? And what would your inner child like to say to you? So let's go ahead and get started. Put that little guy up there. So pretty. Okay. All right. So I'm starting out with an oracle card from the Archangel Animal Oracle deck. And this is just going to be our overarching energy. Oh my God, no wonder. No wonder I had that giddy energy. So we've got the dolphin. Yay! The dolphin, and live joyfully in the present. Archangel Jules, I don't know how to pronounce that, but and I kind of want to, I think I might eventually read from the guidebook on this one. I haven't been doing that for these, but I'm going to leave it out over here just in case. The dolphin, I feel like we've got some beautiful, joyful message coming through. I'm excited. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Ask Your Guides Oracle deck, and we will see what we have. And I have a kitty cat wanting to get in. I can't decide if I want to let her in. She gets a little crazy. But there is this playful energy here, so maybe I will go ahead and let her in and see how that goes. So yeah, 1 second. Let me get her. Okay, so Juniper has joined us in the room. Okay. All right, so we're going to pull a couple cards from this deck, and we've got, okay, competition, warrior guides. Interesting. And then we've got compromise, master teacher. Okay. Huh. Very contrasty to the original energies. All right. And then now we will get into the tarot. I'm using the Luna Lapin. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's this adorable little tarot deck with bunny rabbits on it, and you shall see. Okay. Oh, this one wants to come for sure. Okay. 4 of Cups. 2 of Cups, of course. I thought it might be a love reading. 7 of Swords. The Magician. And the 10 of Cups. This makes me so happy. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So, what does your inner child want to say to you? Oh my, or what do you need to say to what does your inner child need to hear? Let's see. All right. So, we've got this 7 of Swords here in the center, and the 7 of Swords represents deception, getting away with something. And in this case, it feels like an inner deception. It feels like there's something you're telling yourself that you think it's true, but it's not true. Like all of the cards out here are indicating a truth that is available to you that's really positive and really harmonious about your potential and what is available to you in this life. And this card, speaking of, it feels like a major influence too. It's like right here in the center, and it's speaking of an inner, there's a conflict there, and there's something you're telling yourself that is directly contrasting to these energies, these positive, like I feel like with the Ten of Cups, that's like the happiest card in tarot. Like that's the ultimate true love, happy ending card. Like it just represents like you being completely emotionally fulfilled and in your life just being balanced and everything working out the way you wanted it. And it really feels like an outcome card. And like, this is a potential for you. This is like, I'm here. This is what we're working towards, and it's totally possible. But there's something inside you that feels maybe like that you're doubting this possible reality. Yeah, there's just an internal conflict going on with that. So, yeah, like with this Four of Cups energy, it's like the bunny is like looking at these like little boring cups down here, and it's like this bunny is like, it's like, oh, I have to settle for these because this thing up here, my like happily ever after, the thing I really want, like that's just like a pipe dream. That's not something that could really come true. Like these things I still want, and these are okay, and I'll be happy with these. These are just fine. Like I'm satisfied with these, because this thing is, I don't know, that's just too much to ask for. Like that's the energy I'm getting. Like you're like, there's a part of you that's like, okay, I'm okay with it. Like you're telling yourself you're okay with settling for the Three Cups down here when really this thing's being offered to you. And you're like, that's not real. That's not for me. So I'm not even going to go for it. You know, I mean, there's the Magician card here as well. Oh, I gotta let the kitty out. She's ready to go. Okay, let's go. Come on. Go on. Okay. She's bored with me doing this reading. I'm not playing with her. But anyway, so we've got this Magician card here to tell you, right next to the Ten of Cups, to tell you, I'm like, sorry, I have like an attitude. It's like, hey, hello, this is available to you. We can focus. There we go. Yay. So yeah, we've got this Magician card here telling you you have literally everything you need at your fingertips, at your disposal to create this Ten of Cups reality. You have everything you need. And the only thing holding you back from it is your, like, these lies you're telling yourself that it's not possible, it's too big of a dream for you, it's not, these things don't really happen, like, for people like you, like, it's too much to ask, like, I'm asking too much of the universe. Yeah, it's like this feeling of, gosh, it's almost like unworthiness. I feel like it's got to be unworthiness, because like you just feel like that's too much. Like, why is that too much to ask? Why do other people get to have this beautiful outcome that they want, but what's so wrong with you that you don't get to have that, you know, or you don't get to go for that? Like, why? You know, that's what I'd be asking myself is why are you in disbelief of this potential reality that is available to you? So yeah, let's dig a little deeper here. All right, so yeah, oh my goodness, right, competition. We've got the competition card, and it says warrior guides. Okay, so the competition card, it kind of almost makes me think there is a lack mentality that you've got going on. And your lack mentality is that there are only so many happy endings to go around. And there's only so much in the world, only so much good, you know, there's like a lack mentality. Not everybody gets to have these good things. Like, not everybody gets to have their, like, highest ideal of what their life would look like. Only a few people do get to have that. And what makes you so special that you would be one of those people? And that is actually like, that's why I'm saying like the competition. It's like it's a tight competition, and it's like, what's the point of going after it? Because there's all these other people are competing with me. When that's like lack mentality, that is scarcity mindset. Like abundance mindset is the knowing. Abundance is the truth. And abundance mindset is the knowing that there is enough for everyone. Everybody has this opportunity, and everybody has their own opportunities in general. And not everybody even wants the same things, you know? But everybody has the potential and the opportunity to go after exactly what they want. And I feel like these warrior guides are here to like help you fight for what you want, what you really want. They want to, like, this powerful energies like wants to come in and like back you and like push you forward into what you really want, with the knowing, with the grounded knowing that you're not taking that from anyone else by doing it. You're just, actually, you're inspiring other people to attain that as well. When you go for what you really want, you tell others that it's possible for them. It's the opposite. So, yeah, you're not taking anything from anyone by moving forward. So, and like the divine, like your guides, this warrior energy wants to come through. And I just ask that you open to it right now. Like, just open up right now and be like, yes, help me. Like, come in here and help me realize I deserve what I want, that everybody has the opportunities to go after what they want. And I'm going to inspire others by doing it. And it only creates more opportunities. It doesn't take away opportunities from anyone else. It only creates more of that. So I hope that helps you in moving forward on what you really, really want. So, and I think what you really want, let's see. So I want to say I would say this is mainly about maybe a happy, harmonious relationship. We've got the Two of Cups here. And it could be about, your community. Maybe what you're wanting is to feel like in harmony and in balance in a relationship. And you want to be with like your highest, most divine partner that you could be with, like a soulmate partner that makes your life easier and not harder. And this is what you really, really want. And it almost feels like there's this energy of giving up on the idea that this is possible and settling for something that doesn't really serve your soul in the highest way. And I have to tell you, like, if you are thinking about settling as far as like your potential romantic relationships go, that is not serving you, and that is not serving the other person. Like, no one wants to be someone that someone has settled for. So that in its own way, if you think about it, is only hurting someone other than yourself. Even if you really feel like you're going to settle for someone that, you know, I won't say someone, like, we're all worthy of beautiful, amazing things, but a relationship that doesn't make you feel your best, that doesn't make you feel like you've just like you're head over heels for this person, you like fallen like deeply in love, and instead it's more of like, well, I don't want to be alone, and I really like this person, and they make me feel safe and secure. But if there's that inkling, if there is that even the littlest bit of an inkling inside of you that this, or like it's more of like a gut feeling, like if you have a gut feeling like this is not like your soulmate and the person that makes you the happiest that you could be, do yourself and that other person a favor and let the relationship go. Yeah. I didn't think this is what I would be talking about today. It's very specific. So if a relationship isn't resonating with you, if a romantic relationship the romantic relationship I'm talking about isn't resonating with you, I would apply this message to whatever it is in your life that you are settling for. Anything. It can be friendships. It can be a feeling of community. It could be a job. It could be your location. Just anything that you're settling and where you were telling yourself that you don't deserve what you really, really want. This is kind of what I'm talking about. But that love message the love message is coming in really, like, even from the get-go, I had the feeling that this was going to be a strong message about relationships. So I think most of you, it is about relationships. But yeah, so I feel like this 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups, these are like the two of the most beautiful cards you can get as far as a relationship reading goes. Like, this is like soulmate relationships. This is like soul family and complete emotional fulfillment, where you're at this place where you just feel like, oh my God, how did I get so freaking lucky that I am here? Like, this is amazing. Like, you're in the place where you are floored that you have found this person, or that you have found this community, or you have found this like lifestyle, or whatever it is. Like, you are so floored that you get to live this life, and you are so grateful and ecstatic every day, and you don't take it for granted. And like, this is what's available to you. This is what is available to you. And if you make a decision to settle for something that does not give you these feelings, you're either going to regret it, or you're going to eventually realize kind of the path you've taken isn't for you, and you're going to have to kind of clean up your mess and circle back around to going after this. So, that's, you'll be living like a little bit more dim of a life. And who wants that? Nobody wants that. I feel like this reading is really calling you to question what you're settling for in your life right now. And think about your future self and what they would want you to do right now. And I think this is calling you into a leap of faith to go after what your soul truly wants. Even if it takes longer, even if it's the scarier path. Yeah, but I mean, you've got the Magician. Like, it's so favorable. The energies here are so favorable for you. You've got the Magician telling you, like, you're good to go, man. We got it all. We're ready for this next step. We can go after the thing we really want. We have everything we need. You just have to trust. Trust in like the alchemy of the divine and these invisible influences that are coming in to help support you on your creation and on your manifestation of the life you really want, the things you really want, the relationships you really want, the work you really want to do, the lifestyle that you really, 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 really want, and that's going to make you the happiest, the most childlike and free. You have everything you need. So yeah, this compromise card, that was basically what I was saying. Like, you're compromising yourself. You're compromising what you really like. Well, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying, like, you're at a fork in the road where you could compromise what you really want and go like a safe route. And yeah. But then it also felt like it had this energy of like, it's not going to be like a straight and narrow path to what you really want, but there can be like, oh yeah, I love that. There's a message of, if it's too scary to take this huge leap of faith towards this right now, there are ways to take baby steps. There are ways like the universe can compromise with you and like work with you along the way to make you feel safer to getting to that destination. So like, let's see, like, for instance, like you see a lot of stuff online, like when people are sick of their job or they want to like open up they want to do something, like they want to start a YouTube channel, or they want to like open up a business online. And there's a lot of people who are like, I just quit my job and just decided to do it. And it's like, that's not for everyone though. Like we want to, sometimes it's more sustainable to take baby steps. So, I mean, it could just mean like taking a day off, just changing your hours that fit more like a lifestyle where you can gradually build this business online, or whatever it is that you're wanting to build. You get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not good at making up examples, but I feel like it's just saying like there are like safe passageways that make you feel secure along the way, that where you can still go after this beautiful, amazing future that is like beckoning you towards it. Yeah, like that's available to you too. The path doesn't have to be super duper scary. It can still, it's probably much more scary than settling for like absolute security and absolute like certainty, because that's way too easy. You know, obviously going this path is going to be a little bit scarier than that, but I would argue that it's way scarier to bank on this like absolute certainty, because that is insanely boring, and it's not a reality. Like, absolute certainty in life is not attainable. It's not attainable. That is not how life works. So you're going to be hit with like roadblocks, or like curveballs, or, you know, you're going to be hit with things no matter what path you choose. You're never going to be certain about what's going to happen. So you might as well go with the path that is in the direction of the thing you really want most. It's the most inspiring path. It's the most interesting path, surprising path, and it's going to give you the most fulfillment. And I just feel like it's these feelings of like, that's not for me, or like, I don't get to have things like that. So yeah, let's circle into the inner child questions I prompted for this reading. Like, I feel like, so what does your inner child need to hear, and what would your inner child say to you? So what your inner child would say to you right now is, they would say, I feel sad, and I'm sorry that this is sad, you know, but they'd say like, I feel sad because I feel like there are things I really want, but I'm not allowed to have them. And, you know, there are forces beyond my, you know, there are forces outside of me that are saying that I'm not allowed to have them. And I guess I'm just not the type of person that gets to have things like that. I mean, I see other kids, you know, having the things I want, but I'm not the type of person who gets to have them. That's just not who I am. So, you know, that's kind of what they're saying. Like, they're kind of communicating to you that they don't feel like they're worthy of those things. And it's not out of like, oh, I feel like I'm a horrible person, or I feel like I'm not, like, it's not really self-worth. It's more like a patterning they just picked up on, because, or a messaging, the internal messaging they picked up on just out of reality, watching people outside of them have the things that they want, and them not being able to get it, or them it not being available to them, and them thinking, oh, I guess I'm not that's what they concluded from that information that they picked up on from the outside world. Like, I guess I'm not the type of person who gets to have stuff like that, and that's okay. You know, I'll find contentment over here, or I'll be okay. You know, I'll be okay over here. And I bet I'd be willing to argue that all your inner child ever wanted was to be able to like satiate these desires and like have these things that they wanted. And they'd be so thrilled and so thankful, and they'd think it was such a miracle to receive these things. And they're just as worthy of these as any other kid or any other person, you know. They've always been just as worthy. It's just that the lifestyle that they grew up in, the parents that they had, the messaging that they received was that it's not available to them. So they're not the type of person who gets those things. It's just as simple as that. It's literally just patterning and messaging they picked up on and conclusions from information. It's as simple as that. And I feel like just the waking up to the reality that they've always been worthy. So what they need to hear is like, you're worthy. You're worthy just as much as all those other kids, all those other people, to have what you want. You've always been worthy. And your desires are sacred and worthy of being fulfilled. And all of everything is available to you. You can have whatever it is that you want, your heart wants in this life. And you get to be happy. You get to be truly, truly happy at your core. That is available to you. And you are so cherished and loved, and you deserve all good things in this world that fulfill your soul and fulfill your sweetheart. And you deserve to feel connected to people in a loving way, in a harmonious way, and in a contented and peaceful and fulfilled way. So you're deserving. And if you want it, you can have it, and we can work towards that. So yeah, that's the message they need to hear in return. And you need to hear, you need to hear that you're worthy of all the good things that you desire that will really, truly make your soul feel fulfilled. And let go of any messaging or patterning that tells you otherwise. You are so worthy of a fulfilling relationship, a harmonious lifestyle. You're worthy of peace and slowness and ease, and you can have it. You have everything you need to move yourself in that direction. So it is so available to you. So and I just feel like this dolphin energy is absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like this is, by you accepting your worthiness of the beauty that wants to come to you, and of the fulfillment of your desires, your heart's desires, and then you walking towards it and making steps towards it in faith, like kind of scary steps because it's like an unknown path, but taking those steps to manifest that, like the universe will meet you 51% of the way, and do a lot of the work for you. And all you have to do is just follow guidance, just follow your inspired nudges to get there. And this is your destination, this living joyfully in the present, like this easy, contented peace, I feel like, and a knowing that you are where you're meant to be, you're with the people that you're meant to be with, and that you are so worthy of all of it, so worthy of this grounded peace. So that is your message. All right, so we are ready to move into the energy healing now. I think what I'm going to do with this energy healing session, what my intentions are for it, are going to be to help clear away and cut away any patterning that you've picked up on through childhood and through your life, from your parents, from the people around you, from your environment, that has told you that you are not worthy of your true desires. When I am getting the sense from this group that your truest desires are seriously like so simple and so sweet. Like I feel like you really just want, to feel content and at peace in your heart. You want to know that you've made all the right decisions in your life. You want to know that, nobody makes all the right decisions in their lives. Nobody does, but you get what I'm saying. Like you've made the right decisions to get you to where exactly you need to be. And I feel like just a contented peace in your heart is your main like hope and dream in this world. And I feel like it's so simple and sweet, and like, of course you're worthy of that. You're not asking too much at all. And like harmony in your relationships and true love in your relationships, you are not asking for too much. Oh my goodness. And this is available to you, and I feel like it's all you have to do is slowly walk towards it. Slowly and easily walk towards it as best you can, and don't give up and don't let go. But so the energy healing is cutting away of any patterning that gets in the way of the knowing that you're worthy of it. And then just like, I want to give you like a little boost to like a little motivation boost to go. Like, come on, like a little kick in the butt. Like, I don't know. They're just like little powerful energy come in there to move you in the right direction. But it just feels like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be easy for you to move in this direction. I feel like it's gonna be easeful. It might be a little slow, but I think that's what you need, and that's almost what you want. It feels like just like a slow, easeful process that doesn't feel too like scary, but is just scary enough, you know, kind of thing, just on the edge to get you where you need to be. So we'll move into that energy healing now. And I'll put a link below on how to go into that space. So, and then I want to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It is my heart and soul in video form. It's called Soul Hearken, and I'll put a link to that below as well. Thank you so much for being here. If I'm leaving you here, I just pray that you find the worthiness and the willpower to move forward on what it is that you truly want, because you're worth it, and you deserve it. So, yep. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love. Bye.